But in the budget, which was probably the toughest, I'm really pleased that we were able to put so much money into the National Health Service.
Does the Secretary of State recognise the strength of feeling amongst women, women's rights groups and activists in Scotland?
I don't like drinks or I don't like trousers. You don't dismiss a group of things like that, and I never would, and I haven't. And
Keir Starmer's political career hangs by a thread as his dark secret finally comes to light. The Labour leader, once hailed as the party's saviour, now faces mounting pressure to step down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. But what could be so damaging that it's causing even his closest allies to turn their backs on him? As we uncover the shocking truth behind Starmer's fall from grace, you'll see why his resignation might be inevitable. Rewind to April 2020. Keir Starmer stands triumphant, having just clinched the Labour leadership with a landslide victory. The atmosphere is electric, filled with hope and optimism. Starmer's promises of unity and a fresh start for the party resonate with both members and the public. Fast forward to today, and the contrast couldn't be starker.
I can't imagine wanting to discriminate or hate a group of people.
She claims the Tory party's disastrous kamikaze budget that triggered chaos for millions was, her words, the happiest moment of her premiership.
Looking of Section 35 in this case, as the bill clearly conflicts with the Equality Act.
The initial enthusiasm has given way to a wave of disillusionment. Starmer's leadership, once seen as a beacon of hope, now faces mounting criticism from all sides. Internal party conflicts have bubbled to the surface, exposing deep rifts within Labour. Members who once rallied behind Starmer now question his vision and direction. Broken promises litter the path of Starmer's leadership. His pledge to maintain key elements of Jeremy Corbyn's policy platform quickly evaporated. The promise of party unity, shattered by factional infighting and purges of left-wing members. Starmer's commitment to holding the government to account during the pandemic? Many view it as toothless opposition at best. But it's Rosie Duffield's recent resignation that truly marks a turning point in Starmer's downward spiral. Duffield, a prominent Labour MP, didn't mince words as she left the party. She cited cruel and unnecessary policies as the driving force behind her decision. This isn't just another internal squabble, it's a damning indictment of Starmer's leadership from within his own ranks. Duffield's departure sends shockwaves through Labour. It lays bare the growing disconnect between Starmer's vision and the party's traditional values. Her resignation statement resonates with many who feel Labour has lost its way under Starmer's guidance. The fallout is immediate and severe. Party members express shock and dismay, while opposition figures seize the opportunity to question Starmer's ability to lead. As the dust settles, the implications for Starmer's leadership become painfully clear. Duffield's exit isn't just about one MP leaving. It's symptomatic of a deeper malaise within Labour. It raises serious questions about Starmer's ability to unite the party and present a coherent vision to the electorate. With trust eroding and criticism mounting, Starmer faces an uphill battle to regain control and credibility. Labour insiders thought they'd seen it all. Then came a wave of criticism so scathing it left even Starmer's staunchest defenders speechless. What could possibly unite both the party's left and right wings in their condemnation of the man who promised to bring them together? The public reaction to Rosie Duffield's resignation has been nothing short of seismic. Social media exploded with a mix of shock, anger, and for some, a grim sense of vindication. Many Labour supporters expressed feeling betrayed, questioning how Starmer could let things deteriorate to this point. The resignation seems to have confirmed what many had suspected. that Labour under Starmer has lost its way. Polling data paints a bleak picture for the beleaguered Labour leader. His approval ratings have plummeted to new lows, with many voters expressing frustration over his perceived inability to connect with everyday struggles. One recent poll showed that only 23% of respondents believed Starmer was doing a good job as opposition leader. It's a far cry from the optimism that surrounded his initial election to the post. The media coverage following Duffield's departure has been relentless. Newspaper headlines and TV pundits alike are openly discussing the possibility of Starmer stepping down. Political commentators from across the spectrum have noted that his leadership has sparked widespread disdain and disappointment. Even traditionally Labour-friendly outlets are questioning whether Starmer has the capability to lead the party into the next general election. Accusations of hypocrisy have dogged Starmer throughout his tenure, but they've reached a fever pitch in recent weeks. Critics point to his past statements about party unity and holding the government to account, contrasting them with the current state of Labour under his leadership. The Beergate controversy continues to cast a long shadow, with many viewing it as emblematic of Starmer's disconnect from the public mood. This perceived disconnection from working-class roots has become a major sticking point for Starmer. Labour MPs from traditional heartlands have voiced concerns that the party is losing touch with its core voters. Stories of Starmer's privileged background and legal career are being contrasted unfavourably with the experiences of everyday Britons struggling with the cost of living crisis. As criticism mounts from both within and outside the Labour Party, the tension is palpable. Senior figures like Baroness Harriet Harman have warned that the current infighting is damaging Labour's image. With each passing day, the calls for a change in leadership grow louder. The question now is not if, but when, Starmer will face a formal challenge to his position. The future of Labour hangs in the balance, and all eyes are on Starmer's next move. As Keir Starmer's leadership crisis deepens, the Labour Party finds itself at a crossroads. The culmination of broken promises, internal conflicts, and a perceived disconnect from working-class voters has left Starmer's position precarious. His inability to present a coherent vision for Labour's future and the damaging impact of controversies like Beergate have eroded trust within the party and among the public. Looking ahead, several scenarios could unfold. Starmer might attempt to weather the storm, doubling down on his centrist approach and hoping to regain support through policy shifts. Alternatively, he could face a leadership challenge from within, potentially leading to a dramatic shift in Labour's direction. There's also the possibility of Starmer stepping down voluntarily to avoid further damage to the party's reputation. As the Labour Party grapples with these challenges, a broader question emerges. What does this turmoil reveal about the state of UK politics? Is the current crisis simply a reflection of Labour's internal struggles, or does it signify a deeper disconnect between traditional party politics and the needs of the British public?